Yeah, so for extracurriculars, I'm blanking. There are other questions I'm trying to remember. Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I did one of these like get to know me like chat things. In one of my past videos, I've gotten like way more many views than I expected and a lot more questions about Pepperdine and how I got in. Yeah, so I finally got the time to like answer these questions because I know it's been a while, but I hope it's like helpful in any way. Again, like I'm not saying like if you take these steps you're gonna guarantee to get into like your dream school. Mine are like very limited to me, and there's like more than one way to get into school. I'm just trying to say what I did to help you get into your dream school maybe. When I was applying for schools, I applied to 12, like 4 Cal States, 4 UCs, and 4 privates. I got into 9 and waitlisted at 1. And basically what I did throughout my 4 years of high school, I made sure that I was doing well in like 3 key points: extracurricular, GPA, and then SAT/ACT scores. And the 4th one is optional. Like I know UCs don't really ask for recommendations, but privates do. So I'll just hit on that right now. You need to make sure that you're having like connections with your teachers when you're in high school, because they're the ones that are going to be like writing your recommendations, and it's better to have like a great relationship with them like early on than for them to have like to either reject you in writing a recommendation or having like a really generic, really not well written one, as opposed to one where they could where they know you really well. For extracurriculars, I didn't do like a lot. I just made sure like whatever I did do, I was doing like well and consistently. So for example, I volunteered at my church, and I just didn't do it like once a month. Like I did it like for 3 years straight. And not that I did like out of obligation, I just really love being involved in my church at home. And so I just stuck with that for 3 years. I also was involved in theater. I did that for 3 years as well. I did some musicals, and I like volunteered for like their clubs and things. I also was in student council for 3 years as well. I went from president to like an officer to, it was just, I bounced around a lot in student council. I also had internships with my school where I'd work in their office over the summer. I made sure I was doing what I can really well, so that in the end, like when I did show my resume, it showed like growth and consistency, and to show like who I am like as a person. For GPA, I made sure that I had a great one. Weighted it was 4.1, and unweighted it was 3.8. My school didn't have a lot of APs available to me, but the ones that were available I made sure I took. And yeah, like do your homework, get good grades. GPA is usually like one of like a top priority on like colleges and what they look for. And then for my SATs and ACT scores, they weren't like great. They were really average. But I think my GPA and my extracurriculars like really like showed that, I don't even know what it showed them, but it showed them something for me to get into schools. Yeah, so I have also got a lot of questions about what it's like to be in like a predominantly white school for me being a minority. In freshman year, it wasn't the greatest. I definitely felt like the boundaries and like the like not strain, but like you could definitely feel that, or I felt that I wasn't like the same as everyone else. And I don't know if other people felt that way. I don't know if it was just me. But yeah, that was something I had to get through. But right now it's really great. Pepperdine really like stepped up its game like in admitting more diverse like student body, and like you can see the difference now from like freshman year to like my now junior year, which is awesome. I love that so much. Yeah, my freshman year I joined culturally based clubs like Latino Student Association, BSA, Black Student Association, and I felt like that helped me like get more accumulated into like the different ethnicities here at Pepperdine, which is great because a lot of them I'm still friends with today. Unfortunately, because of time, I haven't really been active in those clubs, but I know that they're doing really well. They have like their own formals. They have a lot of like events where they get like to know each other and like build a really strong community within like Pepperdine, which is amazing. But I wish I was like more involved, but time and like other things that really not got in the way, but like I really had to like make a priority. Yeah. So back to like getting in. So basically my like college application, it like really like highlighted my extracurriculars. I don't know if I can name them all, like what I said before: theater, student council, volunteering at my church. I also did volleyball for like 2 years. Yes. And then my GPA, stated before, SAT. And then on the Common App for private schools, and UCs, I guess, they had essays for them. And in my essays, I think they like change the theme every year, but one of them was like, name a struggle that you went through, to show like triumph. And I talked about how like I went through high school and then my father died, and how I like tried to manage that on top of schoolwork. And then I forgot what the second one was, but I remember like one of my teachers showing that it's usually best to write like essays on how like you accomplished something or overcame something, instead of something like, this is how it was like the entire time and life was great. Not that like that's a bad essay, it's just I think universities want to see like your growth and strength in these essays, because they only have like so much to look at, and GPAs and SATs aren't really like an indicator of who you are as a person. It's usually like extracurriculars and like those really random questions. Like I remember one of them was if you could cook a dish for the like people that are admitting you, what would you cook them? And I said like pasta and butter, because I live off that over the summer when nobody was around to cook for me. Yeah, they just really want to know like who you are. Then again, like I'm not in the actual like boardroom deciding who gets in and who gets out, or who is admitted and who is not. That's probably better. Yeah. So like this, like my experience is not, probably won't work for other people, but it worked for me, and I hope that this sort of like gives you a glimpse of what maybe you should be doing throughout your years in high school, or if you're transferring, what you should be doing through like the college you're enrolled in right now to like do. I hope this video helps somewhat. I'm trying my best to keep up with all the things. If you have more questions, leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, like it. This is very impromptu. I finally have the time to do it, so and if you're new here and want more like quality content, subscribe.